Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you 13 harsh truths about blogging. And these are things you might not know when you start blogging, but it's things that you actually kind of have to expect and things that will be really helpful if you know about in advance. So I'm going to walk you through some things that you might not like, but you need to hear. And I'm wearing a rainbow cardigan to kind of soften the blow for you. Okay, number one, the first harsh truth that I want to share with you is that growing a successful blog doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't. I know we see all of these overnight successes, but the truth is, if you look behind all of those success stories, most of the time it will be years and years of work and learning and having kind of slow progress and small results here and there, but it takes time to actually see real results and real success. So if you expect your blog to go viral or just kind of start growing overnight, you're going to have a major disappointment there. The second harsh truth about blogging is that you won't make money unless you know how to make money. And that's just the truth of it. So many people feel like they're going to grow this blog and they start getting a few views, they're starting to get traffic, but they don't know how to monetize that traffic. This happens on any platform, even if you have an Instagram account, a YouTube video, whatever it may be. If you don't know how to monetize it, you're just not gonna make money. That's just as simple as that. And I have had conversations about this with students or with just some of my followers in the past. They've messaged me saying, hey, I do have quite a big following, but I'm not making any money, because that's how it works. Like, you need to know how to monetize that audience or monetize that blog traffic in order to actually make money. So if you're struggling with that, I will actually link down below a video on how to make money blogging and how to make money on Instagram as well, because you do need to know that in order to actually start making an income from it. The third truth is that your blog might be confusing to some people, and you really need to kind of look at it very analytically and kind of from an outside perspective, which is really hard to do if you're doing it yourself. So it might be helpful to have someone else, like your spouse or a close friend, look at it, because they might look and give you ideas on things that you might not realize yourself. And what I mean by this is your blog easy to navigate? Can you find the search bar easily? Can you find the categories? Do you have a really well structured menu at the top? You need to make it super easy for people to find things on your blog, for people to find maybe your freebies if you have that on your blog. Whatever your goal is with it, you need to make it easy for people. If people get confused, they're more likely to just click away and forget about your blog. Number four, and this is something you might not like to hear, but people, at first at least, they don't really care about your personal life. And this is something that I actually did for years. I had this kind of lifestyle blog, and I was just posting about daily life, things I was going through, and it's not a bad thing to do that. Like, obviously people want to learn from other people and what they're struggling with, what they did to overcome that. So it's not wrong to talk about your personal life, but it's the way in which you talk about it that matters a lot. So if you're just posting about your daily life, like what I did today on my blog, or days in the life on YouTube, that's the same thing. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to make it searchable. You have to include things that people want to learn about, because people want to know solutions to their problem. They want to know things that help them, they don't want to know things about you at first. Of course, once you build a relationship, they will want to know more about you and your personal life as well, but that comes in time. And the first thing that you need to focus on is to get people helpful content and valuable content. The fifth harsh truth is that if your mindset is something like, I'm gonna give this blogging thing a go for 3 months, and if it doesn't work out, then I'm just gonna give up and try something else. If that's where your mindset is, it's basically like you already gave up. Because if you put that in your head, you're already kind of giving yourself that excuse and that reason to give up. And I see so many people doing this. They just give it a go for a few weeks, they post consistently, they don't see results right away, and then they just give up. Then a year later they realize, oh, actually maybe I should give that blogging thing a go again. So they do that again, and the same process repeats over and over again, and they never see results. So that's the thing, you just gotta keep going. If you need to take a little bit of a break, obviously that's fine, because life happens, but don't give up on it. Like, keep going and keep trying, keep posting consistently, because otherwise it's just not going to happen. And your mindset will play a huge role in this. And this is why in my course, Blogging Secrets, I actually talk a lot with my students about mindset shifts and looking at things from a different perspective, and how you can actually motivate yourself and be consistent even when you don't feel like it, how to stay organized, everything that comes with that. Because the truth is, if you're not in the right mindset, you're just not going to get there. Even if you have all the strategies that you can put in place, if your mindset is not in the right place, you're just not going to put those strategies in place, if you know what I mean. Number 6 is if you've posted, say, 3 blog posts or 5 blog posts and you are really disappointed because you're not getting any views yet, then what you need is more patience, and you need to keep at it, because so many people get really excited to kind of launch their blog, and they do that and they start posting a few blog posts. They're not getting any views, or maybe they're getting like 10 views here and there, and then they feel really disappointed and feel like giving up. And the thing is, you need to build quite a big portfolio of blog posts in order to get constant results in time, like in months and years. And in time, this actually happens passively. You're going to start getting traffic and earning money passively from your blog, but that takes a long time of working on your blog. It's not something that happens after 3 blog posts. So really look at your blog and think about how many blog posts do you actually have out there, because if you only have like 10 or 20 blog posts, then you need to do more work. You just need to keep at it and adding more blog posts, because you're not going to see results from just those first few blog posts. Number 7 is there will be things out of your control, and we just have to accept that. There will be algorithm changes, like Google might, not favor your blog on that month, say, or maybe Pinterest algorithm will change and your pins will not get a lot of traffic. Or if you rely on social media like Instagram, then obviously the Instagram algorithm is a big thing, isn't it? So yes, there are things that will be out of your control, but what you need to do is to focus on the things that you can control, and that's usually the content that you create. Number 8, and this is something that a lot of people don't like, is that you do need to learn some tech. And you might think, well, I'm not very tech savvy, I don't know how, my way around things. If you know how to post on Instagram, you know how to post a picture on Instagram or on Facebook, or you know your way around those platforms, you can learn how to write a blog post. Like, honestly, it's not really that hard. It can be tricky at first to find where everything is, but once you do that once, it will get easier and you'll just know how to do it. It's not really that hard. And if you need help with this, I've got a Blogging Made Easy. It's kind of a mini course, and it walks you through click by click how to set up your blog in the beginning. So if you're really struggling with tech, then that might be really helpful for you. Number 9 is that you need to learn how to manage your time. And this is a big one, especially if you are doing blogging like a lot of people are, on the side of your main job. Like maybe you have a full-time job and you're doing blogging in your free time, on the weekends, at nights. Maybe you have kids, like maybe you have a baby and you're just doing this during nap time or when they go to bed, like I did. That's what I did for years. In those first few years of growing my blog, that's what I did, because I had a baby and I was just working nap times and after bed time. And one thing that's really going to help you here is to really learn how to stay organized and how to manage your time. Having a plan in place is going to be really, really helpful. I'm going to link down below a video on how I stay organized in my business and how I kind of plan all of my content and everything like that. And if you need kind of a longer term plan for your blog, then you can grab my free 12-month blog plan, and that's kind of going to give you a roadmap for what you need to do every single month to grow your blog. Number 10 is that your blog may be a little bit too colorful. And I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't mean you don't need to have colors in your branding, because that's absolutely not true. You do need to have kind of an aesthetic. You need to have kind of a certain vibe that your brand gives off. But what I mean by this is that your main text, the main body of your blog post, if the background and the text don't have a good contrast, it will be hard to read, and then people will just not bother. That's just the truth of it. We have a really low attention span these days. Everybody does, especially with social media. So you need to keep people engaged and you need to keep them reading. And if your text is hard to read, they just won't do it. So what I recommend for this is just having on your blog white background with black text. That's just the easiest to read. So that's kind of for the main body of the text. Obviously for things like your headings or your blog logo, you can have colors and you can still have a fun blog through that, but just the main text make it really easy to read. Number 11 is if you don't know how to rank your blog posts on Google, it just won't happen magically, because you do need to know certain things that will help your blog posts rank. And if this is something you need help with, I just recently did a video on how to rank your blog posts in Google, so I will link that down below. You might find that helpful. Number 12 is that blogging can sometimes feel really lonely. I'm not gonna lie, especially in the beginning. You don't really have, I'm assuming a lot of us don't really have friends or family who do blogging. We don't really have a lot of online friends who do blogging maybe. It can feel like you don't have a lot of people to talk to about this, but that's the great thing about the internet, is that you can find people who do that. Like for example, you're watching this video, so obviously you can consider me your blogging friend. But yes, it can feel lonely at times. And then number 13 is that there is a little bit of competition. I'm not going to lie. Blogging, a lot of people think, oh, blogging is dead, no one's reading blogs anymore, which is so far from the truth. And blogging can be quite competitive sometimes, depending on your niche, depending on the topics that you write about, but that doesn't mean you can't grow a blog. It's further from the truth. If there is competition in a niche, that means that there's a need for it as well. So you can stand out, you can, you have your own life experiences, there's things that you can bring to the game, so don't feel like because there's competition that's a bad thing. Yeah, so those are the 13 harsh truths about blogging. I do hope you found this helpful. I do hope it kind of gave you some ideas on how you can improve your blog, and yeah, I hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.